Hello guys, and welcome here to the Jello Cup Series. This is race number 8 here today from the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Today we present to you the Folds of Honor Quiktrip 500. It is our second midweek race of the season. It's Wednesday night, and I'm Brian James here in the booth with you. This is, of course, the first one of the month. We will have another midweek race. That will be next Wednesday at Richmond. But the eyes are here today at Atlanta, and it's a guy on the pole that didn't get one last year. He did win races though. Mitchell Collins, he will start from the pole today. And of course, to his outside, a guy who hasn't made a race since the Daytona 500, or a driver who hasn't made a race since the Daytona 500. It is Francis Hawes starting in second. Congratulations to them. Not only do they make their second race of the year, but to start second is remarkable. Of course, yesterday we saw a nice battle between Nick Smith, Scott Upton, and Bobby 2 Davis, in which Bobby 2 Davis came out on top in the Lift National race. But of course, one thing we noticed, the bottom line did prevail. So could we see the same here in the Cup Series? Another thing, those bumps are going to be treacherous. So we will see how these drivers adapt to it. We had mentioned Francis Hawes is starting outside pole. Before we get going, let's show you your knockout qualifying results here. Of course, we mentioned Francis Hawes advanced. So did Frodomaratz, Jody Shane Davis, Trevor Collins, Austin Shaw, Brandon Harris, and Max Anderson. We haven't seen Brandon Harris in a few races either, so that's good for the 7 team. And I don't believe we've seen much of Max Anderson since race 5 either, so good for them and the Team Penske organization there. And of course, Dylan Young, he was victorious in our last race at Michigan. We're kind of on a 4 race in a 2.5 week stretch sort of thing going on here. So who will come out on top today? And we'll find out in a moment. We'll be right back here. We'll show you your starting lineup in a moment. But first, let's roll the intro. You are watching the Gaming Collaboration Network, home of the Jello Cup Series.
Oh man, through turns 3 and 4, we're going to have ourselves another photo finish, and I believe this time the 43 Tim Randolph will win at Daytona.
The Lift National Series. Here we go. They make their way through turn 3 and 4. The pace car will peel off. And for the first time ever, the Lift National Series is green here at Daytona. The Hitachi Truck Series. And here we go. The pace truck is gonna peel off. And for the first time ever in GCN history, we have a truck series, and we are underway under the lights here at Daytona in Tuesday night heat. Good start for us. Your GCN presentation starts right now. Here we go. We're rolling here at Atlanta. Let's take a look at your starting lineup, which is on the left-hand side of your screen. Of course, we mentioned Francis Hawes starting up front, as well as a few of the other go-or-go homers here. Also a good qualifying run for Alexander Rowe. Not so much, though, for Frodomaratz. Frodomaratz was the fastest in knockout qualifying. Unfortunately, will not be at the front to start this race. But here we go. The pace car will peel off. And it will be Mitchell Collins and Francis Hawes. They'll lead us to the green flag. We're underway at Atlanta. Oh man, going back a few races here, of course, Sky Commons takes the lead, but it was not a good race for him a few weeks ago. Over at Sonoma, he had a chance at the win under caution, and of course Patrick Smith beat him on the pit lane. And Sky Commons trying to get some redemption here. As he led the opening lap, he will continue to lead here, but here comes Francis Hawes in that number 51. Again, that 51 team trying to make up as many points as they can early on. And they got a long ways to go to get into the top 33. They are 49th in the standings entering this race, well behind the two one-race contract drivers that ran in the 500 with Francis Hawes. So you know the heat is on for them to get a good result here today. Here comes the 6 of Tim Randolph as well. It's going to be a Ford 1, 2, 3, and 4. Because Mitchell Collins followed in that gap on the bottom lane, and he got around the 16 of Tyler Faden. Here comes the 6 for second. It's a tough battle, but Tim Randolph has the edge right now. You see they're still situating it back behind. You see a lot of 2 and 3 wide action at the back of the pack, as Tim Randolph still not able to clear the 51. The 51 is having a Ryan Newman mentality right now, trying everything they can to not let that 6 clear, and the 6 ends up doing just that. And now, Tim Randolph will set his sights on the 10 of Sky Commons. And they will battle it out for the lead right here. And Fords have occupied now the top 6 in the field. Then we got a Toyota, another Ford. Then we got 2 Chevys. But here comes another Toyota back there. You see Casey Naneko's on the bottom trying to make up some ground back there. Here we go, battle for the lead. The 6 is to the inside. He had no quit when it came to battling with the 51. And I expect the same here for Tim Randolph. And Randolph, one of the final 4 drivers last season, trying to take the lead away from Sky Commons, and will do so. So move Tim Randolph to the race lead. Again, he was so close to winning that championship on the Cup side. He was the only guy in a Chevrolet to make the championship 4. And this season he kind of said, I lost to the Fords. If I can't beat them, I might as well join them. So Tim Randolph moved from Richard Petty to Roush Fenway, and he now has the race lead. But it won't be for long. Here comes Sky Commons once again. And the 6 drives a little deeper into the corner. Will it work? It should work on corner exit there. And it will. Randolph will keep the lead for the time being. Mitchell Collins also back in the mix in that 21, the pole sitter. Now the 41, Matt Dixon back there as well. So Sky Commons, Matt Dixon, and they're going to work together to try to overtake that 6. How about that? 2 best friends going to work together here, and actually the 10's going to pit. So I stand corrected. But now the top 3, Tim Randolph, Matt Dixon, and Mitchell Collins. You saw a few others came to the pit lane there. Here comes Mitchell Collins for second, but will he be pitting? And he will, it looks like. He lets the 41 in. Playing some gamesmanship with the Ford driver behind him. Decided to help his fellow Ford out, let him in. And Tyler Faden now the race leader, but here comes Astrid Flores. And Flores, keep in mind, he's in the battle, not only for the race lead, but he is in contention right now for the points lead. So for him to be running side by side for the lead, he could get a bonus point. It would help him out tremendously. But it won't happen. Tyler Faden will secure the lead as they come to the pit lane. You see, it looks like the 10 has won the race off. Or no, wait, the 10 came a lap sooner. No, the 41's going to win the race off. So could Matt Dixon become the race leader? It looks like the 6 has got damage. That one side's caved in. It could also be just a glitch from our camera angle. There's Sky Commons. And it looks like, yes, it was a glitch. But Sky Commons to second. And Matt Dixon to the lead. So a slow stop for Tim Randolph, and it'll cost him the race lead. And Matt Dixon trying to join his teammates as winners this season. Of course, Fitzwater and Carter Joey both won a race each at the Phoenix doubleheader a few weeks ago. Sky Commons, Matt Dixon have yet to win this season. But you see, they'll bunch up here and they'll battle for the lead. And there, Tim Randolph will back off. He didn't want to run over the 10. A smart veteran move there. He tried to force the 2 rookies into a mistake. Instead, he'll back up to Max Anderson, maybe try again. Or else there's something wrong with the 6. Actually, he's going to lose third, so maybe an issue for the 6 team. You see there, Max Anderson to third, and this could be a really good point stay for that number 12 team, and they need it. Anyway, it is Matt Dixon leading. In second right now is Sky Commons, and third is Max Anderson, but battling for that third position is Tim Randolph, who's in fourth. Brandon Harris is in fifth right now. Nate Rattry up to sixth, a good run going for that 24 team. In seventh is Nicky Martinez. Eighth for the moment is Mitchell Collins, but it looks like that may change hands, as in ninth is Patrick Smith, the Sonoma winner and the former champ. In 10th is Dylan Ibrahimian. In 11th is Dustin Davis, another one of those guys battling for the points lead entering today. In 12th right now is Casey Naneko with the Twix colors this week on the number 18. Francis Hawes is in 13th after starting up front. Joshua Sakulli is in 14th after being up front as well. Giorgio Stumu currently in 15th. 16th is Carter Joey. 17th is Tyler Faden, who's led a lap in this race. Astrid Flores is 18th. Dallas Jordan is 19th. And rounding out the top 20 is the Premium Inspire Motorsport Chevrolet of David Paschal. That, of course, is through the field. As we go back up front, Sky Commons is under pressure. And Brandon Harris has caught these guys. Here we go. Can Max Anderson get second? It looks like he will for the time being. Here comes the 7. And Brandon Harris to third. A great run for the rookie in the Tommy Baldwin Racing Stable, a former championship team here in the Jello Cup Series. They've been on again, off again since the championship that they won. Decided to come back this season. Of course, had no points. They're still one of the go-or-go-home teams in the field. But they're having a heck of a run here today. Right now, though, under pressure from Nate Rattray in that number 24. And it looks like it's going to be 3 wide. And instead, Nate Rattray will think better of it. He'll back out of it. Up ahead is Ricky Johnson in that number 93. Could this be a lap traffic moment ensuing here? Matt Dixon still leading. But Max Anderson is closing. And now he'll battle for the lead. And maybe not. He thinks better of it instead. The 12 will pit. So second place now is Mitchell Collins. Three wide back there for third. And they finally sorted out. And here comes the 41 to the pit lane, as will the 21. So the lead will go to Dustin Davis in the number 5. And he'll finally get a bonus point. Keep in mind, again, he is one of those guys that is in the battle for the points lead. And I know it's still early. It's only race number 8 of the season. But keep in mind, the points leader at the end of the season, regardless of if they win a race or not, they are in the championship 4. Or not the championship 4, the playoffs. So of course, those guys that are battling up front in the points, they are going to want to do everything they can to secure bonus points, you know. Make up ground where they can. And I'm telling you, if this race comes down to a pit stop in the final 5 laps or so, I'd like Tyler Faden's chances right now. He's coming to the pit lane just now. Could it be possible that he delivers Colleague Racing their first Cup Series victory? $20 to go this time. Or not quite, actually. There's Matt Dixon. They're still battling for the lead. He's got Max Anderson and Nate Rattray behind him. Here goes Max Anderson. This is the presumptive battle for the race lead. Maybe. There's a lapped car ahead in Jody Shane Davis. Yeah, that's the third place battle. Now it's the race lead. Max Anderson, but we do have a lap traffic moment, and it is presented, of course, by Fitzwater's Angriness. Jody Shane Davis, the lapped car, getting in the leader's way. Of course, this race almost double, or just about double, the race length of yesterday's Lift National race. You gotta imagine if that race was anywhere close to as long as this race is, those guys would be facing the same exact issue. And we got a battle for the lead once again. That is Nate Rattray in the number 24. Battling with Max Anderson. And Jody Shane Davis again. The lapped car could have an impact in this battle. And Jody Shane Davis will go high. And now she'll try to make it 3 wide. This is just not smart by the lapped car. And you see there Max Anderson going to back out of it, but I'm sure he will not be very happy with that 47 as Nate Rattray is now the race leader. See, they're doing everything they can to try to put this 47 behind them, and up ahead another lapped car, or another car that could go a lap down here rather, and that is Ricky Johnson in the number 93. And that 47 is just about taking the 41 out of this race for the lead, as here goes Max Anderson again, and once again Jody Shane Davis going to the inside, trying to force a 3 wide scenario, and will do so. We're on record now, the longest lap traffic moment presented by Fitzwater's Angriness here. Man, these guys, they've got to be saying, get out of the way, for the love of all that is good here, just get out of our way. And sure enough, Jody Shane Davis will run away with it. Max Anderson will get the race lead. And now Matt Dixon's back in the mix, looking for second. We haven't had a rookie winner in a few races. Of course, the 500 won by Chase Miller in that number 35. But since then, it's been kind of a veteran onslaught. And now the battle for second is on as Max Anderson kind of gets away for the time being. We should be closing in very shortly on either the final segment of stops here or the second to last. You never know. So Frodo Maratz is back on the pit lane. He is one of those guys that pitted a little bit earlier than the rest. Probably a good call for Frodemar, trying to just salvage what's left of the day. You see there Tim Randolph, he's kind of fallen out of the picture since the early running, but he's coming off the pit lane. And could this be another lap traffic moment? It will not, as the two pit here. The 12 and the 24, and the 41 will stay out. Maybe this race will benefit the 41 of Matt Dixon if it comes down to late pit sequences. And the 41 will slow down and come to the pit lane. The 5 of Dustin Davis will go back to the race lead. Carter Joey once again to second. Now Dustin Davis will come in. Will any of these guys stay out? Yes, they will. Dylan Ibrahimian will stay out and take the race lead away. And he will battle with the 16 of Tyler Faden and the 96 of Astrid Flores. Francis Hawes also staying out. Francis has lost a lot of positions here. Now they will come to the pit lane. The 16 will once again stay out a little while longer. The 16, Tyler Faden, is the only guy who is yet to pit in this race. Or in this sequence, rather. Maybe trying to gain a few positions here. Now the 16 will come in. And actually it'll be a clearer pit lane for the 16, seeing that everybody else is already pitted. So maybe a good strategy there for Tyler Faden. The right sides go on. It's a little slow on the right side, and it will be right sides only. So some pit strategy being played here. But this is the battle for the lead. It looks like Nate Rattray has it. And Nate Rattray will cycle out to the race lead in another lap traffic moment presented by Fitzwater's Angriness. And you see there, he is wedged between the 93 and the 47. Max Anderson, who was in this battle, boy, did he lose a few positions on the pit lane there. That is a tough break for Max. He drops all the way back to 7th after having a shot to win. And you see there the 41 is held up by the lap traffic with 5 laps to go. But does the 24 have enough fuel? Will be the big question. And even still, with that 41 stuck back there, that's going to allow the guys that are 3 seconds back to close in on him. And up ahead, another potential lapped car coming up, and that is the 88, the teammate for Nate Rattray. It's Dick Clark. We come to 3 laps to go for Nate Rattray. And you see the 93 trying to maintain the gap. Will he look to the will Ricky Johnson look to the inside? Because if he forces that 24 to the high side, it could cost him. The caution is out. It's a wreck on the front stretch that'll bring out the caution, and this should end the race. It will end the race. Dylan Young is off pace, so are some of these guys ahead. They've got to slow down. And you see there's the 27 Alexander Rowe. Heavy damage. And boy, these guys got to get on the brakes and quick. And you see somehow they navigated cleanly. Let's go see what happened. This all starts with the 17 of Mohammed Zain Abdullah. He blows his engine, is trying to just get high and avoid these guys. He hits Casey Naneko, bounces off the 16, and look at this, right in the middle of the racetrack, nowhere to go. And a lot of these guys don't see him. There goes Dallas Jordan, Patrick Smith, the 10 of Sky Commons, and this causes a big wreck. You see the 42 up and over. The 6 is involved. Where does the 27 get involved in all this? And that's where he hits the 42. Just couldn't get out of the way. Unfortunately, a tough way to end what has been a clean race up to this point. Oh, Scott Upton's involved too. We've seen death, though, coming to the finish, or the closing stages before here. At Atlanta, this is nothing new, but let's take you to the finish here in a moment. Here we go, we are on the final lap, and it's presented by Mitchell's Memes. Nate Rattray, not quite the way we wanted to finish it. I'm sure, though, Nate Rattray is one happy person. This caution allows him to save a little bit. Keep in mind, again, he was out last season. He wasn't in the series last season. He did run the All-Star race, though, or the All-Star Showdown. So he wasn't totally out of the series. And today, hey, maybe taking a season off is going to pay off for the 24. Nate Rattray returns to victory lane here at Atlanta. Congratulations to the 24 group. And I'll tell you something, they had those alternate strategies. Of course, guys staying out later than they should have. The 96 of Astrid Flores, it sure pays off for them. They come home in third. And a good day salvaged for Max Anderson. And somehow Tyler Faden as well. And that 16 comes out with the top 10 despite getting damage from that wreck. Congratulations to all of them. We want to thank you for watching. And of course, we'll show you your results and standings. We'll be back here on Sunday for race number 9 at Martinsville. Until then, goodbye everyone.